Hi everyone, hope everyone is well. This evening I am playing Evesham, 4th of August 1265. This is part of the Men of Iron Norman Conquests game from GMT. It's the last scenario in the battle book. I've got it all set up here as you can see. I'll be playing this over a couple of evenings. I think you could easily play it in an evening. Play time is about 1.5 hours. I haven't got quite that amount of time this evening, and of course doing the videos adds a little bit extra time as well. So what we have here is we have the Royalist army from here, and Edward is the leader. He's just over here. I might actually just move him on the setup a little bit actually. I'll just double check that. Then we've also got some more Royalist forces on this side of the River Avon, just there. And then facing them we have the baronial army with these units here. There are some special rules. So as an optional rule, you can, for a more historical flavour, the Welsh units, which are sort of this sort of area here and there, they can flee the battle, but the rule book, well, the battle book does make this very clear that if you want a more balanced game, so you can ignore that rule, which is probably what I will do playing this game. The scenario does favour the Royalists quite significantly, so I'm going to choose to not use that rule. Which maybe will help balance this scenario out a little bit. We'll see. So we've got this hill here, Green Hill. That's quite a marked, feature of the battlefield itself, and then the river sections here and here. So I'm looking forward to playing this. I've played through all the scenarios in this game. So no further ado, we'll make a start. I think I'm just going to check over the setup again, just to make sure I've got it absolutely right. The other point, just for everyone's benefit, the River Avon is only passable at the bridge, which is over in that hex over there. So yeah, we'll get to make a start. Sorry, what I should say, what I will do, which is what I always do in all my after action reports or my battle reports, I will play the game and then stop play and video a little feature just explaining the narrative of the battle. I should also say I am playing this game solo. This game system solos really well, but I am playing both sides. I'm looking for a narrative of the battle, and this game also all the other scenarios have delivered that really well. So that's what I'm looking for this evening. I'm not sort of favouring one side or the other. I'm not trying to play against a bot or anything like that. So yeah, no further ado, we'll make a start. And straight into the actions. So the baronials, with some lucky die rolling, have been able to activate first their formations, their what are called battles in the game. And they've been able to engage the Royalists on this side of the hill itself just gently, and moving into position here. The Royalists, I should say, they haven't really been able to make any headway except for here. But unfortunately, this unit of pike ran straight into the archers, who gave them a good volley of archery fire. Now there is a casualty on the Royalist side, so the Royalists have already inflicted a casualty on their side. Baronials are also moving the Welsh units here with an attempt to move this side of the hill, just to give them space away from the river, which are on this side. So they've chosen to do that. The Royalists in turn are trying to make their way across the River Avon here, but have been repelled by the Welsh units here on this side of the river. The idea being that the Royalists, if they can get across the river, they'll be able to move their horse units up and attack from the rear. But the Welsh have been doing a great job of holding them back, holding them at bay there. So one of the good things about this game, one of the things I do like about this game, is that you're straight into the sort of narrative of the battle. You're straight into the action. I also enjoyed games where that's not the case. Don't get me wrong, but for smaller scenarios, shorter play time, you're already rolling the dice to see the outcome of combat. And as you can see from that example, when you, even though you may sort of feel like you're gaining a foothold in combat, you can push too far, and the enemy can pounce on you. So, which is a good mechanic of this tactical level game. So, yeah, well, let's. So the next two units to activate, I use the white dice to remind me that the next units to activate with a free activation will be the baronial side. So their aim is to close in on these units here, giving the Welsh time to move their unit across there and hopefully hold the royalist back over the river. Now, in a dramatic turn of events, the leader of the royalist army here, Edward of Chester, has met a grisly end at the hands of this crossbow unit here from the baronial army. So he's replaced with a replacement here, and that will impact. The real impact it has in the game mechanics terms is the flight point. The baronials have managed to inflict some casualties on the royalist line here. Royalist not been able to respond with any effectiveness. So the royalists are definitely, the flight points are adding up. So that's basically when you take a casualty, or if you retire a unit for that matter, then that adds to your current flight points. When they hit a certain threshold, technically the game is done and that's the losing side. However, this side of the river here, the royalists have been able to get across the river and push the pike back here and have retired them. It's one of those abstract mechanics of when a unit's retired, it can be moved radically across the battlefield. So, how things are shaping up at the minute, royalists are taking a bit of hammering on the hill. Welsh haven't been able to move this unit up, this formation up yet. Baronials keep hitting and then pulling back, hitting and then pulling back. But they've got quite a few disordered units here, as you can see. So there's an opportunity here for the royalists to respond. Now, it is a royalist free activation. And in these scenarios, in this particular example, I'm torn between responding to the main battle here or bringing these knights across all these men at arms, across the river here. But I feel with losing Chester here, losing Edward of Chester here, I think the royalists will respond and see if they can, because in theory this line here could just smash into the baronial side, inflict so many casualties, could even start to even the battlefield out. So I think we'll do that. So it's an activation to the royalists next. So the royalist army completely have smashed the baronial force here. I mean, completely smashed it to pieces. Leicester himself was killed on the battlefield. So the loss of the leader, the loss of the other units. You can see here a massive amount of baronial forces retiring to the standard. Basically means the battle's over. A significant loss to the baronial army. The royalists just completely smashed their way through. And if I'm being honest, mostly down to a very, very good dice rolling. And that is one of the elements of playing war games solo, or playing war games in general, of course. There's absolutely nothing baronial forces could have done, and they just got smashed, to be honest with you. And even this side, you just on camera, that's just a question of time before the royalists would make their way across the River Avon. And then the poor Welsh here is going to get trapped between the two sides. So you normally sometimes even if the victory conditions are met, I may play a little bit longer just to see what would happen a little bit further. But I can see exactly this is just going to be a complete whitewashing. So I'm going to call the game there. Actually, yeah, it took about an hour and a half all up. maybe a little bit, including the setup, something like that. So I was able to finish this in this evening, which is great, and a very decisive victory, I think, for the Royalists, even with their losses. At one point, I thought, oh, okay, the Baronials might stand a chance here. I think this is a tough scenario for the baronial forces. I will be honest, even with the optional rules to help balance, I'm sure it can be done, but I think it's tough. So that merits another playthrough and get the game back onto the table. I'll write up some notes, see what I think. Maybe bring in the baronial forces in early. Maybe that wasn't such a good idea. Maybe they should have waited till the Welsh had got into a better position so the Welsh could have supported, because these are really good pike units here. So I feel that was the mistake I made. It's always good to reflect and learn. So I think the next time I play this, I'm going to hold the baronial forces back, bring the Welsh in and let them help. Although that stands the risk of, leaving the baronial forces open to the Royalists, and the Royalists could move in. So it's a dilemma. But certainly next time I play, I think I'll try a different tactic on the baronial side to see if they can stand more chance of success on the battlefield. But a very exciting game this evening. I really enjoyed it. I do like this game system a lot. I think the next video I should do in this series on this game is probably do like my thoughts and a review. So I've played through all the scenarios now, played through some of them multiple times. So I think that is what I will do next. I'll probably do set up and then do a quick review, talk about the rule book, the battle book, talk about what you get in the game. If you have played this scenario, super interested in any thoughts, especially if your scenario played differently than what I have played this evening. So please leave a comment in the comments section. I have covered all the scenarios now in this game, so please check those out. And I've done an unboxing, so you actually do see what you get for your money. I think I'll call it there. Thanks a lot for watching, as always, and take care. Thank you.